Welcome to the HR Champions podcast. And joining us for today's episode is Miss Claudine Otto. Miss Claudine is the
Hi.
HR VP for HR and Shared Services of Capet Technologies, a cybersecurity company with offices worldwide, and the one here in the Philippines being based in Makati. Tama?
Yes.
So
It's
thank you so
Kate,
much.
by the way.
Okay.
Kate Technologies.
Oh, my mistake. Cape
Ah,
Technologies. Okay. So thank you for the correction, Miss Claudine. So we are really excited to have you here.
thank you so much for having me. And I feel privileged of being invited, actually. I'm so excited to be here.
Okay. Sige. So before I jump in man ma'am, on my first question, can you give our audience like a quick background lang on who Claudine is and your parang summary of your HR career?
Well, I've been in human resources for more than 2 decades now, so you can guess what my age is. I've been into different industries like I'm currently in information technology, focusing in cybersecurity. But before that, I went from online gaming. Actually, we spearheaded that industry here in the Philippines. Been there for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then before that, I've been part of the GG Summit Group,
Mm.
let's say as its recruitment manager. And then before that, I've been into retail and broadcasting. So you could definitely tell there that I have seen a lot of different practices of HR in different industries. Probably I became flexible because of my background. I took up clinical psychology as my college or graduate course, and then after that, I took a Bachelor of Laws and also a master's degree in labor industrial relations from University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Mm. Nice. Thank you for sharing, Miss Claudine. So what inspired you to pursue a career in human resources?
Nako, totoo. Talagang I've never dreamt. To be honest, I didn't dream of becoming an HR. I was actually aspiring to become a lawyer. But while I was studying, I needed to work, sustain my studies at law. And then I actually realized that being an HR is an awesome job. Like you meet a lot of people. Like not only one, because for me, this is just a personal, let's say, personal opinion about it. Becoming a lawyer is awesome. Like you go to court, it's so glamorous and all. But you help people on a very limited basis, like client mo. Pag hindi mo client, hindi mo matutulungan, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
but in HR, you have, let's say, 1,000 employees, and you're helping 1,000 employees with 1,000 families. May ripple effect siya, right? You
Mm-hmm.
can really make a nudge, a ripple effect. So that's why I believe that becoming an HR, it's not just transactional. You influence change. You influence positivity. I think one of the reasons why my team and even my former team who are also thriving in the industries they are in right now, I always teach them that you need to see beyond the practice itself. Like, yeah, it's so awesome that you know HR jargons, like you know everything, what kind of structure or model you're using.
Mm-hmm.
It's so nice to hear. And even if let's say pumunta kasi ako sa iba-ibang forum like iba-ibang training seminars, and you can see and hear amazing HR for people, very knowledgeable, very articulate when it comes to these things. But you needed to see what's beyond the letters itself. And for me,
Yeah.
it's people. And you create the ripple effect. If you're an HR who's only focused on having a good model structure and you are just boxed in it, then you're not creating change. You're not creating an amazing experience for everyone. So I always tell them, when you are in doubt, always decide on what is right and what is right and just, and not in what is good. O, di ba? Minsan nako-confront laging ganyan ng HR eh. Ano bang tama? Ano bang susundin mo? Yung tama ba o yung nakabubuti? So
Mm-hmm.
I always tell them, always choose what is right, because what may be good for you may not be good for me. And good is subjective, right? So
Yes.
I always tell them that always choose the right one. Might be break your heart, but it's lawful and just. So I always tell them that let's say being an HR is something very very different. Yeah, doon ako nagsabi na okay, I like being HR more than being a lawyer. So After graduating law, I did not take the bar exams. I focused on nourishing my HR career.
Mhm. Nice, thank you for sharing. Kasi yung ibang guest ko din, actually same ano din, same scenario wherein they didn't dream of being an HR.
Mm.
Pero the situation calls for it.
Kasi
I
nung panahon ko, tawag sa HR, personnel department eh. Parang ang
mm,
alam ng mga tao na doon ka nagpa-file ng leave, doon ka nagpa-file ng ka-claim ka sa SSS. As
yes,
in, ano
oo.
lang siya, transactional lang, personnel department nga, di ba? So
Mm,
parang hindi siya magandang trabaho kasi napaka-boring. Parang it's a good thing din na meron tayong mga HR pioneers sa industries na ginawa nilang relevant yung HR that it became very relevant in terms of a seat on the table. We called it that. You're part of the business, not only as just one who's making mere compliance. So I think we owe it to those people who make HR really great.
yes. Hindi na siya yung well, actually, 'di ba parang stereotype na HR before like what you said, very transactional. So you hire people, 'di ba? You keep the files.
Mm.
Ano pa bang ginagawa ng HR before? Pag may mga pasaway na employees, you try to discipline them, 'di ba? That's the
Oo,
very
that is the
uh
traditional one.
that's the traditional, but unlike now, talagang nag-evolve na yung role ni HR sa company, 'di ba?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So moving on, Miss Claudine. So what's the biggest challenge you had as an HR leader?
Biggest challenge, I think it's more on cultural clash. Kasi um, compliance is okay as long as that you know the checklist, you know that your checklist is the right checklist. That's it,
Mhm.
right? It's not the most difficult. I think it's more on dealing with the culture. I have this company. Kasi currently I'm handling 5 companies. Eh. And we keep on, let's say, acquiring different companies. And with there, you can see different faces or different culture in every organization. And how can you make that organization follow the core values without losing your own? Kasi they have also the set of beliefs that theirs are working, and also you, we will not be thriving, we will not buy you if it's not working as well, right? So how
Mhm.
can you integrate different cultures or different let's say beliefs in every organization? And it's really challenging because you all do understand their point as well. You do understand that it's also the reason why you bought the company because you're also thriving in that culture. But the infusion of your culture with their culture is a different story. And I think most HR would be able to relate that politics that greatly play there. So parang sino bang malakas? Ito ba o siya? Okay?
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
so sa acquisition kasi ganun eh. Sa merger, acquisition, sino yung mas malakas? Kinakain yung mahina. But I'm glad that HR was able to provide balance into that equation na medyo long time scenario na yun sa let's say in the commercial field, no? So parang HR was there, no. It's not about who's strong and who's not, but it's who is actually, let's say, we can always infuse without sacrificing people, sacrificing valued employees. So it's finding the right balance between those two. So I guess those are the things that really, let's say, challenge, right? Kasi
Mhm.
nobody wants it to be that way. Like, now we have to choose either side lang. And being in the middle is what really makes it really difficult.
Mm. Okay. So I'm thinking, Mama, correct me if I'm wrong. The acquisition you're talking about is companies worldwide. Tama ba?
Yes,
Mm.
companies worldwide. Like, we have acquired recently, the company bought Express VPN, and it's a huge company. And they are housing a lot of employees. Actually, it's they're bigger than us.
Talaga?
Like yes, kasi they have a very established structure, very established organization. So impressive talaga yung organization.
Mhm.
However, due to business, let's say business direction, you needed to integrate them with the existing culture or organizational structure of the company. It's a good thing that we have an amazing leaders I think yun ang role ng mga leaders eh. It's not only by a job of one person, but the entire people upstairs who calls the shots, right? They call the
Mm-hmm.
shots. I think those are very responsible in establishing what kind of culture we are. Why do we need to choose a culture when we can establish a new one without
Mm-hmm.
losing our own personality, right?
Yeah.
I think those are the things I really admire with our leaders here in this company. It's because they think outside the box. Like when you have to choose, when you can create one. It's a good opportunity because you're seeing all facets of it. Like the culture of company A, B, C, and D. Let's harvest the best ones and then create out of it. Create a new set out of it. So I think those are the things that kung wala yung mga leaders na yun, it will be chaotic. It will be chaos in the organization.
Mm, okay. Well, curious lang, Miss Claudine. So, here in the Philippines at yung Cape Technologies, how many employees do you have here?
Well, I'll just give you, let's say, let's say a view of it. Like around
Mm.
700 to 800 employees, all sites.
All sites, that's global.
No, no, only Philippines.
So ilan ulit ma'am? 700?
Around 700, yes.
700. Tapos, ang HR is centralized ba or every site has an...
Centralized. Centralized.
Okay. So the one...
Centralized siya, but we do have local, but only for, let's say, basic transactional processes of each site. Like, you really have to call the headquarters for your leave, for your
Mm-mm.
SSS, right? Your field health. You need an immediate assistance on that. That's the purpose of the local site HR. But let's say for impacting change, creation or compliance, creation of, let's say, culture and policies, discipline, it's all in the headquarters. So Philippine operations.
Okay, I understand. Okay. Sige. My next question, Miss Claudine, ito related to sa ano, sa... Well, technically, we're still in the pandemic naman, di ba? So, what are the biggest lessons you have learned during and post-COVID? Kasi 'di ba, that's year 2020 we're in. I think it's around March, 'di ba, when the lockdown started, 'di ba? And
Yeah, yes.
then
March 2020, I remember that day we're anticipating an announcement 2 days
mm,
before President Duterte announced the lockout. We already have an inside information that we are going to be on a
mm,
lockdown due to, let's say, recent announcements in Korea and
mm,
nearby countries that you cannot leave your home. So we're anticipating just the same that will happen in the Philippines then.
So what lessons you have learned HR wise? Kasi 'di ba, HR is the department talaga na talagang I think talagang naging ano naging pressured when it comes to
Yes.
working on site, working at home, 'di ba?
Yes. Yes.
Um, monitoring yung well equipment siguro being distributed to employees. So in that siguro in 2 years, in that span of time, what's the best lesson you have learned from
Ang
HR?
best lesson is the BCP. It really, really saved everyone in the organization that we have a very good business continuity plan. That
Mm,
we sit, even before the pandemic, we always anticipate the worst. And yun yung scenario na what if we will operate in 75%, at 50%, at 30%, at 25%, or 0% workforce in the office. So we always anticipate those kind of scenarios. So when it was announced, we are all ready for it. Like
mhm.
President Duterte said that ito yung mga challenges nun eh. One, nobody is allowed to work or to mobilize. You have to stay at home. It's
Yes.
a good thing that we built a workforce who's ready to take on the challenge. Let's say, laptops, yung mobility, laptops. O, hindi ko na kailangan padala yung mga desktop, hindi ko kailangan kalasin yung mga yan. Okay?
Mhm.
So, nag-shift agad kami from desktop to laptops. And then for, let's say, hindi naman lahat may internet, di ba? Pero it's a
Mhm.
good thing din na Gen Y, mga millennials and Gen Y to, na nag-mobile legends sa bahay-bahay. Tsaka naglalaro ng mga matitindi yung mga setup sa bahay ng mga computer at saka ng mga internet eh. Mas
Mhm.
maganda pa nga ata sa office namin kasi ang bibilis eh. Anyway, it's a good thing kasi meron din silang ganon eh. Because we instilled that kind of culture na yung employees namin, nag-iisip sila na if something happens as well, let's say, I could do work also at home. I think that's how the new generation of workers think, that they can be flexible and agile in situations like that. So we were able to shift it like in a snap. Parang Thanos lang yan eh. In a
Mhm.
snap, work from home. Okay. And then for employees who are not that privileged to have, let's say, have a very good internet and all, the HR and admin team was able to come up with, let's say, yung budget ng BCP, ginamit agad of taking apartments wherein
Nice.
we have equipped everything there. And we also provided food and all. So, anong lesson sa HR? First, BCP. Two, you still have to have a very good immune system pag HR ka.
Yeah, that's one.
'Di ba?
Oo.
Matatag na ang puso mo, matatag pa yung katawang
Tawan mo.
lupa mo. Ganyan yung motto namin, matatag na ba puso mo? Kasi pandemic will challenge you, 'di ba? Your mind, your heart, and your body.
Mhm.
But
Yes.
sabi nila, you still have to have a sound mind. No, sabi ko, it's not the mind, it's the heart. Because the heart dictates the will. Even if your mind says that it's dangerous, but if your heart, you have the grit to do it, you always do for it. And gladly, I have a team who are willing to do the extra mile. Like, kasi complete yung team ko eh. I have logistics. Andyan yung driver na naghahatid ng mga units. Andyan yung driver na naghahatid ng mga employees. We don't want them to be exposed to the virus. So we provided transportation apart from the apartment. Um, let's say yung mga food nila, we provide it. Meron akong team na nagmo-mobilize for that. And then that's the reason why when I was really, really makulit dun sa aming HMO provider about the immunity
Mhm.
injection ng
Vaccine?
COVID-19. They said, oo, yung vaccine. Sabi niya, Miss
Mhm.
Claude, wala pang vaccine sa Pilipinas. Kung wala pa, bigyan mo ko ng pneumonia at saka flu vaccine. May panlaban man lang ako kahit sa simpleng flu. Kasi
Flu.
I told them, but it's not COVID. Yeah, I know. But COVID is a virus. If once that your immune system goes down, that's the time that you will be attacked by the virus. And fortunately, flu and pneumonia vaccines are equipped with, let's say, building up your stamina.
Mhm.
Eh, kung halimbawang ordinary flu lang yung na-inflict ka ng ordinary flu, bababa rin yung immune system mo eh, di ba? So
Mhm.
sabi ko, i-rule out natin yung possibility ng flu and pneumonia. At least kahit pa paano, nandun ka. Kinaragahan ko rin ng B-complex. Yung mga, para alam mo yung,
Vitamins.
iba kasi yung confidence na meron
Yes.
akong flu, hindi ako tatamaan ng flu kasi may flu vaccine ako. Hindi ako tatamaan ng
Mm.
pneumonia kasi may pneumonia vaccine ako. Hindi rin ako gaano tatamaan ng iba kasi meron akong immunity booster. So kahit
Yeah.
pa paano, it's the second next, or that's the next best thing apart from, let's say, the COVID-19 then.
Mhm.
So, in my team, may isa pa yun na ginagawa namin in batches. So, again, may BCP, yung BCP namin. So, I think those are the things that we have learned na meron din palang pakinabang yung pagiging praning ng HR, no? Kasi ang HR lagi nag-iisip ng worst case scenario, like 5 steps, 10 steps away, parang
Ahead.
feeling mo Armageddon yung iniisip mo. Parang everyone thinks, or let's say, I remember my boss, kasi foreigners sila eh. So
Mhm.
they always have this idea na, Claudine, you always think of the worst case scenario. Like, lagi kang negative. Ang nega mo, mali mo. Sabi ko, I have to think that because you guys aren't thinking like that. Yes. Para naman
Mhm.
na-anticipate natin. Nobody thought of pandemic, right? Nobody
Mhm.
thought of that. So I think those HR who thinks like me na medyo praning nga, na feeling ko mamabukas magso-zombie apocalypse na. Talaga, totoo yan. Kahit nga sa mga earthquake, yung big one eh. Kulang na
Mhm.
lang magpagawa ako ng bomb shelter eh. Kasi iniisip ko, Diyos ko, saan ka tatakbo? Sige nga, isipin mo, Makati to, tabi-tabi ang building, lalabas ka
Buildings,
sa
oo.
kalsada, di namatay ka. Nagbabagsakan nga yung building eh.
Mhm.
'Di ba? Saan ka pupunta? 'Di ba? So, I don't know anything, let's say, anything right now. Siguro, ako laging lang doon. I always view on the worst case scenario. I always rule on that area.
Mm. Agree on that. And I like what you said, ma'am. It's the heart that dictates the mind. Ang galing, ang
Yes.
ganda-ganda. And yun nga, business continuity plan. It's something talaga na naging ano eh, something that everyone turned on nung nag-pandemic eh, di ba?
Yes, yes, tama, oo. As in, kailangan praning ka. Lahat.
Okay, sige. Moving on, Miss Claudine. Eto, let's talk about technology. How significant do you think is the role of technologies in HR processes? Kasi 'di ba before, nung hindi pa popular yung ganito, yung online, hindi pa popular si
Mm,
Zoom.
mm.
'Di ba yung traditional way of recruitment is tatawagan mo si
Pupunta
applicant,
sa'yo.
pupunta sa 'di ba? Schedule
Oo.
ng interview and test. So
Mm.
that happened what 20 years ago. So
Yes.
ngayon, how do you think the technology that we have now significantly help HR processes?
I think you cannot evolve as an HR um, without technology. Kasi masyadong maraming paperworks and manual processes kapag hindi yan na-automate. Okay? Kasi, let's say for example, yung workforce management, yung real-time processing ng biologs to payroll, ang
Mm.
daming dinadaanan mo. Ang daling sabihin, 3 stages lang yan. O biometrics, matching of schedule, yung workforce management, and then payroll. Pero yung tatlong yun, dumaan yun, ako, ang daming period niya. Tumakain ng 15 days siya, kaya nga may ibang company, may backlog eh. Diba kapag bago ka, sasabihin, hindi ka pa sa sahod, next cut-off ka pa. Yung iba
Ouch.
naman, 2 cut-offs pa. Diba?
Mm.
Kasi, napapako dun sa proseso na hindi na automate yung ibang process. Kung automate naman, partial lang. Okay? So, I think, hindi magde-develop yung HR, yung tao mismo, hindi niya makukuha yung competence needed by the new generation of workers and the new landscape of work without you evolving as well. But how can you evolve? Parang Pokemon lang yan. Paano ka mag-evolve? Kung ito lang at ito lang ang ginagawa mo, di ba?
Yes,
Process
yes,
ka,
yes, yes.
filing ka, stapler dun, tatak dito, pirma dito, receive, tracker. Nako, kawawa ang HR kasi wala na siyang lakas gawin yung mga bago dahil kinakain na ng time niya yung mga lumang transactions.
Mm.
So, I for one, when I joined let's say, kasi meron akong company yung online gaming. Like, I joined online gaming siguro mga 18 years ago. Ganun nakatagal ang Pogo ha. Yung iba kala nila Duterte lang. 18 years ago. Okay,
Mhm.
so, lahat manual, matching and Excel. Ang paborito nila yung Excel eh. I
Aha.
removed that. I hired, mahal kasi yung software ng mga Oracle. 1 million nang inaabot niya. Meron pang license niya, renewable every year pa.
Yes.
Eh, alam mo naman kapitalista ang nasa isip niyo, aaray yan. So, I hired a team of software developers. Pinagawa ko yung HRIS with workforce management na merong payroll. Eh di tapos hanggang ngayon ginagamit ko yun. Imagine mo 18 years na. So,
Naka-integrate na sa
akin
system.
pa. Oo,
Mhm.
sa akin pa. Hindi ko binabayaran. One time lang ang binabayaran ko yung mga nag-develop.
Develop. Mm.
O, tapos nung nagawa na, tapos na. Ba? Parang hindi ko na siya inulit. Ngayon, yung HR ko, nagte-train ko sila sa iba-ibang aspect. That time, 2009, 2012, ang ang transition ng HR is more on HR analytics eh.
Mhm.
O yan, nag-interpret ng data, gumagawa ng engagement, talent management ang in. Eh
Yes.
paano ngayon? Community management na. Diba? Ang
Mm.
mga HR ko, ginawa ko ng marketing people. Kailangan mong ibenta ngayon eh. Diba?
Ah,
Kasi ang bagong generation ng workers na madaling mabagot. Okay,
agree.
madali sila mabagot. Kaya nga umuso ang Reels eh. Pansinin mo, ba't ang Reels, tuwan-tuwa tayo manood? Yung mga stories, mga Reels.
Mhm.
Daming kumitang influencer dahil dyan. Kasi they offer 12 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes. Na 2 minutes nga medyo mahaba na yun eh. 1 minute nakukuha mo na lahat ng information, nakakain mo na.
Yes, yes.
Pag hindi ganun ang HR mo, tutulugan ka ng mga bagong generation. Ayoko, boring siya. Or 3 salita pa lang, hindi ka na pinansin, hindi ka na na-absorb. Wala kang connection sa workforce mo and you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did is, since meron kaming technology, we're able to evolve on different aspects of HR. Kasi natuturuan naman na lahat eh. O katulad doon, nagko-community management yan, nagso-social media. You don't have to hire an agency firm or an agency or a firm related to marketing just to promote my employee engagement programs. Gustong-gusto niya mag-post ng stories, gusto mag-post niyan sa Facebook, sa Instagram, TikTok. Ngayon nga TikTok na ata no? Parang although ayoko nung TikTok kasi matanda na ako para doon, di ba? Nakakahiya naman ang tanda-tanda ko nung TikTok pa ako. Wala lang talaga akong talent, yun lang. Anyway, parang hindi ko magawa, pero I have people who are very much willing to do that. Na-advertise namin yung employer brand, nai-infuse namin sa bawat step. Nakakapag-recruit kami doon, ang bawas ng cost namin. Andun yung tao eh.
Yes.
Diba? Na pag-recruit ako noon, ipopost ko lang. Ang saya dyan, paano ba mag-apply? Ay, hindi ako nag-post ng job ha. Pero dahil nakita lang saya-saya, nakita ka nila sa TikTok, nakita ka nila sa Instagram, sa Facebook, parang ang saya naman ng company ninyo. Parang gusto ko sumali. Sabi, paano ba? Ay, tama-tama, meron kami. Ayan, yung napapasok na yung recruiter na akala mo galing-galing sa sales, di ba? Yeah, as a matter of fact, we have vacancies. Alam mo naman, recruiters, yan yung pinaka-sunshine of the organization eh. Nothing is wrong with you. Ganun yung feeling. Everyone is welcome, di ba?
Yeah.
So, I think, dun sa nag-evolve and then, let's say kapag may mga programs kami, like charity, kasi we wanted everyone to let's say bring everything back to the community. Kasi that's our way of humanizing you. You're not just another number. So we have a heart, you should have a heart, and then let's spread it. Parang ganun yan, let's share it. So meron kaming community, meron kaming social media, meron kaming charity programs. We also have routine breakers. We also have engagement parties, alam mo naman mga bata parties. Alam mo yung ini-infuse namin, but for example, for serious matters like benefits, performance management and all, ganon din yung advertisement namin. I think it is very important that the organization, especially so the HR can market all those programs. Hindi yung i-assume mo na alam nila. Kailangan maramdaman nila in all senses. Yun ang tinatawag na employee experience, right? You go for the experience. Kasi, one thing na alam mo kung medyo hindi masaya yung employee, pag nakatingin sa pay yan, ang baba ng sahod ko, pangit ang benepisyo ko, naku, red flag yan. Hindi siya masaya sa'yo. Kasi I have seen ito, everything before pa, yung mga lolo't lola natin nagtatrabaho sa mga manufacturing firms, yung mga pabrika. Tagal nila doon, 20 years, 50 years. Walang increase yan. Pero nagtatrabaho yan, nakangiti yan, uuwi, masaya. Bakit? Masaya kasi yung environment.
Yes.
They enjoy what they do. Hindi masaya magtrabaho. Sa totoo lang, kasi nakakapagod yan eh. Gusto mo nga, sahod lang eh, di ba? But it's the company of friends, the culture, the environment that makes everything really nice, diba? You don't want to sacrifice that just because of a certain value of peso. I think yun yung sinasabi ko na you go for the experience. Kasi kaya nga ang turnover ko, ako na atang mismo naghahatid sa Ayala eh. Pag hinahatid ko na sa Ayala, sabi, Miss Claude, babalik ako 3 months or 6 months from now, mag-apply ka na lang ulit. Palamigin mo lang yung sitwasyon, pwede ka na ulit bumalik. So I always have pre-hires. I don't invest much in recruitment. In fact, it's my people, our workforce, our employees who recruits back to our our organ. Hindi ko na minsan nga wala pa bang bakante, Miss Claude, nakaabang na tong ko barkada ko kasi ayaw na nila dun sa dating call center na yun kasi daw ang toxic daw ng environment. Ito pa kasi in-involve ko rin kasi yung foreigner kong boss para naiintindihan niya ako, sir, if you want, you can also be part of the recruitment so that you will know what kind of people that we're recruiting. Sige. Di man ako natakot. Sige, i-recruit mo siya. Siyang nag-interview. Oh,
Talaga.
what did you leave your previous company? Sabi, I left my previous company because my boss didn't allow me to file leave.
Leave. Common.
Yun.
Yeah, yeah.
Oo.
Common
Diba?
yung ano.
Makikita mo yun sa mga memes eh. Diba? Sa
Oh,
Facebook. Oh,
yes.
nagsisinungaling pa. Para lang makalpasyal. Alam mo, ginawa ng boss ko. Kasi yun ang target ko talaga eh. Pinorse niya or sabi minandate niya yung mga managers na always encourage people to take vacation leave so that they will not lie to you, so that you will have a very good workforce. Kasi honest sila, boss, birthday nung anak ko or
Mm.
birthday ng asawa ko or may mental health breakdown ako, gusto ko mag-leave. Eh, sige na po, parang awa mo na, payagan mo na ako. And it's part of our, let's say, policy. Sinuport namin ng leave vacation policy na ang employee kailangan regularly magamit niya. Pag hindi gumagamit ng leave yan, may something is wrong.
After that, on one of the reasons why employees leave, especially employees in the BPO industries, is because yun nga, ang hirap magpa-approve ng leave. So that's
Oo,
one.
totoo yan.
Diba, toxicity. Tapos merong
Ang
sadly,
haba ng working hours. O hindi madaling maging call center agent.
yes, ma'am.
Sa
I
totoo
agree.
lang, alam mo, hindi ako naging call center agent, pero umupo kasi ako katabi ng mga call center agent. Sabi ko, kung sa akin ko natanggap yung call na yan, minura-mura ako niya. Pupuntahan ko talaga sa Amerika yan para hampasin lang talaga ng laptop. Tanga-tanga mo eh. Ganun ko. Ikaw ang tanga, hindi ako. No? Kung bumili ka ng IQ, sabi, uy, Miss Claudine, hindi pwede. Alam ko, kaya lang. Kaya naiintindihan ko na nakakapagod. Ang toxic na
Yeah,
work.
toxic.
So, sabi ko, kaya minsan nire-remind ko rin yung supervisor and yung manager. Sabi ko, tama yun na you call their attention pag nakikita mo. Kasi trabaho mo naman yun eh. Pag nakikita mo na yung lapses sa performance eh. Medyo nagde-decline. But sometimes it's not the disciplinary action yung sagot. Sometimes it's just rest. Diba?
Yeah.
Dapat ma-recognize mo yung mga o disciplinary action mo, papasok yan. Sinasagad mo siya. May hangganan kasi hindi porket na, limbawa yung isa mataas yung stamina. Ganun lahat sila. Hindi
Yes.
naman eh, di ba may kanya-kanyang stamina yan. You need to recognize yung differences. So sabi ko, sometimes ako talaga, hindi ako pabor sa ma-DA, hindi ako mahilig sa disciplinary action. Sabi ko, there's more to it than meets the eye. So if someone is becoming problematic, someone who used to be really great, now medyo nagde-decline ng performance, we need to understand the factors, underlying factors, why. Sometimes yung leave lang minsan ng sagot, napakasimple lang. Diba? Huwag mo na ipagkait, bigay mo na sa kanya. Kung gusto mo, ako pa bibigyan ng plane ticket niyan. Actually, yun yung ginawa namin. Kasi nakita namin, actually, medyo pagod na siya, hindi mo muuwi, ganyan. May ganyan akong scenario eh. So, parang tapos pag-uwi pa niya sa bahay niya, may problema pa. Buhay Pinoy yan. Problemado na nga sa opisina, problemado pa sa bahay, di ba? Wala ka ng refuge. Wala kang hindi mo alam kung saan mo kukunin yung huhugutin yung lakas kung saan man. Kasi in both places, you think, stress, sila, providers. So what we're doing is, meron kaming budget for that. Pinapadala namin on the vacation yung employee. Pumunta ka muna doon or mamasyal ka doon. Mag-detox ka. Para ready ka na. Kasi hindi natin kayang solusyonan yung problema sa trabaho. Take ka na yan. Ganyan talaga yan. Hindi rin natin kayang solusyonan yung personal mong buhay. Pwede ka namin counseling kung anong pwede. Pero it's really, you will walk the talk, right? You will resolve all those issues and problems. But you cannot do that if you're not in a sound mind and if you don't have the heart to face everything. So you need to detox. Kailangan mo lang mag-restart. Jumpstart ka, parang sasakyan ko nga pala.
Kailangan ng
Binibilan namin ng vacation package. Sige, kahit 3 days lang yan or kahit 4 days lang yan. It means a lot.
Saya naman dyan sa inyo.
Kasi nga na-recognize, sabi ko nga kasi, yung mga boss sa taas, di naman kasi involved sa tao yan. Ginawa ko, pinasok ko siya. Sige, mag-interview ka nga para sa akin kasi sabay-sabay hindi ko kaya eh. CEO namin yun siguro bored siya, marami siyang oras. Pero then, nung time na yun, kasi parang we have to recruit 500 employees in 30 days. So,
Wow.
ako lang naman, tsaka yung recruiter ko, baka magtumalon sa building yung recruiter. So, tinutulungan lahat ng kakayanin. So, it's a good thing yung CEO namin, na-feel din naman niya. Siguro dahil mabuti rin siyang tao. Sige, sali ako. Maybe I could help. At least 10 or 20 people ma-interview ko man lang. Okay na yan. Bawas na yan sa mo. So, maganda rin naman doon, nagka-calibrate kami kung ano yung impression niya. It's a good thing kasi nakita niya, ganun pala ka-importante yung vacation sa, sa mga agents, no?
Yeah.
Diba? Talaga, totoo, ganun talaga. Pag hindi mo binigay yan, lahat ng bagay mangyayari na. Lahat ng problema, sasabihin na nila, right? So, I think yun eh. Kaya sinasabi ko, yung HR, hindi talaga magmo-move yan kung nakapako ka lang talaga sa nakaraan. Actually, you really have to understand people yung hinahawakan mo.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that, Miss Claudine. Now, my next question is about retention, ma'am. So, what are your thoughts on talent retention being the main challenge of human resources team? Because there's a recent study, actually, tinake ko yung figures. Not sure if you're interested.
Sure, I'm interested.
Recruitment is 13%, employee engagement is 16.9, and employee retention is 23%. So parang
Yeah.
survey to wherein ang pinakamahirap na task for HR is to retain employees versus recruitment. So nung una ko tong nabasa, I find it surprising kasi I thought pinakamahirap yung recruitment kasi ang daming pwede maglatag ng magandang salary, magandang benefits, di ba?
Totoo yan.
Diba? Pero
Lalo na
surprisingly,
ngayon, ang maraming pera yung mga kalaban natin galing ibang bansa eh.
di ba?
Dollars eh, tsaka European ng Paano ka
Oo.
kung local ka, wala kang panlaban dun.
Oo, yun. So what are your thoughts being employee retention and retaining talents within the organization, yung pinakamahirap na challenge for HR people?
Sabihin na natin, let's make it relevant. Lahat sila naghahanap ng work from home. Hindi naman po pwede, di ba? Kasi may mga bagay na positions na it can't be done at home. It has to be on-site.
On-site.
Okay, so how can you implement hybrid? Okay, hybrid schedule kasi yun ang hinahanap ngayon eh, di ba? So what we did is to create new engagement programs at home. At the office to encourage yung pagpasok. Tapos yung may mga incentives yung mga nasa office, di ba?
Talaga?
Kasi ripple effect yan eh. Sabi nila, Miss Claude, bakit ba natin ginagawa yan? Kasi retention yan ng employee, sabi ko. They needed to see the organization that they are part of it. Kasi pag hindi mo nakikita, ang daling bitawan. Diba ganun din sa karelasyon? Kapag online dating lang kayo, ang daling mong i-ghost, di ba? Kaya nagtatawanan sila. Diba ang daling i-ghost? I-block mo lang, okay na. Ilipat ka na ulit sa ibang ka-chat mo, di ba? Ganun kasi yun. Pero kapag nakikita mo, nagde-date kayo, ang hirap makipag-break. May emotional investment
Attachment
ka,
na.
di ba? Kasi nakita mo siya, it's different. Kasi humans are, sabihin na natin, it's natural in our DNA to have, let's say, we are sociable or social creatures. So, relationships will not thrive if hindi involve yung lahat ng senses mo. Sense of touch, sense of smell, lahat yan. Kaya nga nauso rin ng perfume. Diba? If you smell a perfume of someone dear to you, it reminds you of that person, right? Lola mo, nanay mo, diba? Kahit nga patay, pag nangamoy bulaklak, naku, amoy kandila. Ganon ka-important yun. Hindi naman na ipapasa sa wifi ang amoy, diba?
Yeah.
Sabi ko, hindi eh. Sabi ko, that's the reason why we encourage them to come here. Because that sense of belongingness, of being part of the organization, and not being fighting off that individualistic. Ano ba yung individualistic na yan? Yung bang gagawin ko lang yung trabaho ko, and that's it, goodbye, log out. Diba? Maganda yon kung halimbawa ang organization mo, productivity lang ang habol. Kaya lang, madali rin silang mawala. Yun yung retention problem kasi ano bang nawawala dun? One, ininvestan mo ng training yan. Diba? Ininvestan mo ng training yung product. Hindi ako naniniwala na everyone is, totoo, everyone is replaceable sa organization. Mag-recruit ka lang, may kapalit ka na. Pero hindi mo makukuha yung exact same level of service, yung attitude, yung it's a combination of a lot of factors. Yung personality niya, yung kanyang, let's say, involvement, engagement, yung tatak, yung sarili mong brand kapag, ay, gawa ni ganito to, sa kanya yan, sigurado ako. 'Di
Mhm.
ba? Ganyan siya gumawa eh. Yung mga bagay na yun, unique yun eh. Yun yung dapat nakikita mo, hindi lang yung hire ka lang ng hire, palitan mo, palitan mo. Hindi eh. Yung special characteristic ng isang tao, yun dapat ang binavalue ng organization kasi hindi natuturo yun, hindi natuturo ng product training. It will take you years to achieve that person. Eh, yung years na yun, ang dami ng dinahanan nun. It might cause losses. It might cause what? Disruption in the workforce, away-away, 'di ba? Kasi hindi magkakasundo, walang
Mhm.
pakialam sa kapwa. Kasi doon nag-aaway lahat eh. Si ano, nagla-log out nang hindi tayo pinakialaman. Wala man lang malasakit. Yun, nawawala ng malasakit ang isang empleyado. Pag hindi niya nakikita o hindi niya nararamdaman na part siya ng team, part siya ng company, part siya ng nawawala lahat yun. Disassociated siya. So,
Mhm.
totoo yun, retention. Ngayon, kung dati gusto mo lang sila maging masaya, ngayon dapat ipo-provide mo why you need to stay. Why us? Why you need to choose us, right? So, sa mundo na ang short ng attention span, paano mo i-instill yan? Eh di dapat parang tuloy-tuloy, parang balang lumilipad. Nire-reinforce mo nang nire-reinforce. So, actually, yun ang challenge ngayon. Hindi lang sa akin yan, sa lahat yan ng HR, di ba? Sabi mo nga, 23% eh, retention. Kasi nga, ang kalaban mo, hybrid. May hybrid na work schedule. Yung pandemic nag-create ng idea na you only live once, YOLO attitude. Yung
Mhm.
tipong I want to do my job in Spain or I want to do my job while in Singapore. 'Di ba? Parang masyado siyang nakafocus sa sarili niya. Hindi niya na naaalala yung team niya. Kaya nga maganda is blend. 'Di ba? Hindi mo tatanggalin 'yon kung hindi you go with the flow. So okay, I will support that, but you also have to understand bakit kailangan mong ma-create without you telling those words. Parang, I want you to be engaged without me telling you to need to be engaged. Diba? I need you to come here in the office without me telling you or saying it to you that you need to be in the office. You need to find ways. And you have to be creative. Hindi mo magagawa yan kung focus ka sa pagtatatak ng leave, vacation leave policy mo ng mga forms, ng PhilHealth, and SSS, kakatawag sa SSS, oh my God, SSS. Sorry pero totoo talaga, ang tagal talaga ng follow-up sa kanila, pag-ibig, o mag-file ka, hindi mo magagawa yan. Kung hindi mo, hindi ka, automated. So, everything is a chain reaction. It has to start. Does your tools and resources support the change that you need? And then, how effective those tools and resources that you have to support the change? And then, where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? 2 to 3 years or 5 years. That's how HR plans it. Ano ba yung HR will? Kaya nga importante yung mga ganyang studies eh. Binabasa namin yan.
Mhm.
Yung sa LinkedIn kasi meron siyang mga projection eh. Yung change of work culture landscape, may mga study yung Reuters, may study yung Harvard, may kita mo yan, yung landscape ng future workers. Anong nakikita na? Yung AI. Ngayon yan ang maingay eh, AI.
Mhm.
So, how can you protect the integrity and credibility of the organization? Okay, because of the presence of the AI. Yung mga ganon. So, ikaw nga man HR, kasi nga busy ka sa pagtataka ng AI, ano yun? Hindi mo na alam. Kasi
Hindi mo na
nga,
alam.
focus ka sa kakatatak at saka kakapile ng folder.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Okay. Eto ma'am, let's talk about ito. I'm sure you have heard this before, yung generation gap within the workforce. So, it's no secret naman that employees now are getting parang younger, 'di ba? May mga managers nasa 20 something managers na, 'di ba?
Yes, hindi pa
And
mature
then
minsan.
oh, 'di ba? And then you have this generation of what, baby boomers ba yung tawag doon? Na like what you shared kanina, 'di ba? We have yung mga lolo't mga lola natin who used to work because they need to support their family, 'di ba? May mga dependents sila. And
Mm.
then you have this new breed of employees or workforce na what they are after is talagang, hey, I want experience, I want growth, I want belonging, 'di ba? So
Mm.
as an HR leader, how do you strike the balance of, let's say they have this you have this yun nga, you have this profile of workers na magkaiba yung yung traits and reason why they work. So
Mm.
as an HR leader, how do you strike the balance na parang we can cater to both of this workforce?
I think yung flexibility ng policies, ng work policies
Yes.
wala naman din akong nakita actually difference kasi baby boomers, meron ba akong baby boomer? Mga dalawa lang. Okay, mga
Mm.
Gen X yung mga gaya namin, mga nasa 40s. Tapos yung mga 30s, 20s, yung Gen Y, medyo
Millennials.
connected pa yan eh. Mga
Ah.
millennials saka yung Gen Y, di ba?
Mm.
Connected pa sila eh. But I think it's more of the needs. Yung needs nila. Okay? I always believe that employees could do the work kasi they applied for it. They know how to, meaning, nandun yung willingness to learn the job, right? Andun naman yun eh. May iba nga ako, yung mga, let's say, yung mga retiree na pero ang gagaling mag-German kasi kailangan ko ng German. Siyempre
Mhm.
wala naman tayong German dito. Galing siya Germany. Pero ano na siya? Senior citizen na. Una niyang tanong niya sa akin, una niyang tanong, why are you hiring me? I am 65 years old. I am beyond the hiring brackets. I said, I always look for the skills and you applied for the job. So, I assume that you know how to do the job kasi hindi mo naman na-applyan kung sa tingin mo hindi ka bagay, di ba?
Aha.
And I think na ngayon, ni-interview kita, nagja-German ka naman, yun naman ang kailangan ko, di ba? Hindi po ako computer savvy. Yan. Tech
Mhm.
support paano siya? Sabi ko, lahat ng bagay na tututunan, it will take you at least 2 to 3 months to learn it, then you will learn it. You've learned German How much more pa dun sa computer? It's just the same. Apple to, hindi lang siya apple to apple. Apple to potato, ganun lang ang ano niya. Pero pareho lang yung bilog. And then, true enough kasi siguro natuto siya 3 to 4 months na estimate. Tinutukan ng TL. And now, she is the top agent. 'Di ba? Baby boomer, ano yung boomer yun? Ang sa akin lang, it's more of the needs. Kailangan ganoon ka-wide yung need mo. Yung ano mo, yung benefit structure mo, remuneration package mo na to cover everyone. Kasi iyan ang isang bagay na pinoprotektahan ng batas eh. Hindi mo pwedeng i-distinguish yung para sa kanya, walang pakialam ng batas natin kung anong
Mhm.
generation yan. Kailangan yan pantay-pantay yan at
For everyone.
nararapat yan at hindi mo pwedeng bawiin yan, di ba? Ganun lang naman kasimple yung batas natin. Kaya kailangan careful ka. Yung need ba ng mga bata versus sa matatanda pareho? Of course not. Kasi itong isa mataas na ang HMO niyan. Di ba?
Mhm.
Mataas na ang HMO niyan. So, kailangan, kinakausap mo yung HMO mo na kahit walang sakit yung ganito, kailangan covered ng HMO mo yan. May life insurance ka na ganito para pag may nangyari sa kanya, covered din siya. I think in terms of work, wala. Actually, mas gusto ko yung mga boomers millennials Kasi sa kanila, nagtatrabaho nang hindi humihingi ng kapalit. Hindi
Mhm.
sila naghihingi ng salary. They feel proud of being top. Parang privilege yun sa kanila na, hey, do you think you can do this job? Really? Do you think? Parang bago bago, and I'm excited to learn more about it.
Mhm.
And then, usually, mapaparaan, resourceful. Yan yung nakikita kong difference. Kasi itong generation na bago, siguro dahil everything is provided to them. Sa internet lang, palatakin mo Sabi ko, kayo ba, gumamit ba kayo ng library card nung nag-aaral kayo? Kasi
Tsaka
kami,
yung encyclopedia.
nag-deliver yung buhay ko doon Yung, hahanapin mo yung library directory, iniisip mo, bakit kailangan ko ng library directory? Para mahanap mo yung pinapahanap ng teacher mo, ng prof mo na libro.
Mhm.
Kailangan mo na direct. But I think it's more competency yung dinevelop nun Yung patience, two,
Yes.
resourcefulness, and three, yung kapag offline ka, nakaka-function ka. And I think those are the competencies that, well, the COVID wasn't able to defeat. Sa totoo lang, ang gumana ngayon, in my opinion, ang nakita kong naging efficient during the pandemic are the millennials and the boomers. Sila ang kumapit, parang umikot talaga ang industriya kasi nag-offline lahat eh. Nag-offline lahat. Ibig sabihin, hindi ka pwede lumabas. Hindi ka pwedeng lahat. Kailangan online ang transaction. Pero hindi aandar ang online kung walang magsasakripisyo. So I think it's the millennials and the boomers who were able to bridge yung gap in terms of knowledge and skills. So sa Gen Y kaya nabubuhay sila, pinapasahan na agad eh. Kaya lang nagfo-focus kasi sila sa produkto eh. Sabihin na natin kung anong dapat gawin. Wala
Mm.
pa dun yung maturity. Katulad ng patience.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Una pa lang kapag hinihingi mo na yung job, everyone could do that, 'di ba? Everyone could do it. It's really exciting that you climb up the stairs, but I have seen great men or great young people na ang bilis tumaas, bigla rin bumulusok, 'di ba? Pababa. Eh, kita natin 'yan nasa Netflix 'yan eh. Yung Fire, the greatest yung Fire concert, the greatest concert that never happened. Si Anna, the inventing Anna, 'di ba? They think really high. They wanted to own, they wanted to be really big, but they don't want to take the necessary steps going there. They want the shortcut. And success is not a shortcut, 'di ba? But you need to deal with it. So anong ha-handle mo nun as HR? Sa amin
Mm.
kasi like yung pinapakita sa kanila, paano ko mapupunta doon? You need to develop these competencies. And you need to translate it into language that they do understand. Like you needed to be this and that. Why is this competency needed? Kasi you will be confronted with situations like this.
Mm.
And firing people is not always the answer. You might be really smart of how to make things work, but you have to be mindful that you are working with a team, and that thing needs time. Hindi mo siya pwedeng madaliin.
Mm. Okay, I agree with that competency. One of the things na talagang I think separate from the baby boomers from this new generation of employees. I'm not saying hindi sila competent, no, but I think it's one trait na talagang na-develop ng mga ano eh, ng mga baby boomers nung hindi pa ganun ka very popular ang internet, di ba? And
Yes,
ang
yes,
advantage naman talaga ng generation ngayon is very well adapted sila sa technology, being online, di ba?
yes.
Mm. Okay, sige. Moving on, Miss Claudine. Ito yung next question ko. Have you heard the term the resignation fever? Q4, 'di ba?
Aha.
Kasi it's the time typically November, December bigayan ng 13 month ng bonus ng mga giveaways from the companies, 'di ba? Pero
Mm-mm.
behind that is naka-ready na yung resignation ng mga employees because they're thinking come next year, let's say January, February, I have a fresh new start for my work, for my career. So,
Mm-mm.
I think it's only practical for an employee to wait for those benefits. Pero why do you think nagiging trend na talaga siya, especially dito sa Philippines, wherein Q4 is parang notorious yan, wherein nagkakaroon talaga ng mass resignation
Oo
for
nga, no?
different companies.
Okay. Sa tingin ko, it's more of clamoring change. Okay, I think before and after the pandemic pa, ganyan na yung behavior ng ano eh, nakuha na yung bonus,
Hmm.
alis na. O yung iba naman, ano na, I think it's part of, let's say, of this so-called phenomena na New Year, New Me. New
Hmm.
job, new ganito, ganyan. Kaya nga kami, hindi namin nire-release yung bonus ng December eh, para
Talaga.
hindi ka sumali do sa bandwagon na yan. Kasi
Mhm.
psychologically speaking, yan yung New Year, New Me na yan. Diyan nanggagaling yan kasi you have a New Year, you needed a new job, new perspective.
Mhm.
Uh, Everyone wants change. Everyone wants new, di ba? So, how can you counter that, let's say, clamor for change? Okay, so I think it's more of as HR, yun nga, you needed to be strategic. Like yung engagement programs mo, i-advertise mo na heavily so that they will be excited for the coming year and not them thinking, mukhang mas masaya doon sa other
Bila.
friends ha.
Oo.
Oh, 'di ba? So kailangan may engagement programs ka, pindo-promote ng what's in it for you in 2024, 'di ba? For you in 2024. So i-drop down mo 'yon. Gagawin mo siyang very very attractive. Like uy, I'm excited to see it on April. We will go there or in we will have a party in June, in July, ganyan. So ikaw, ba't ako aalis? Ang saya-saya eh. O, tapos, let's say, yun nga, yung mga bonuses, ginagawa namin siyang in different tranches. Okay? Hindi siya napapako lang ng December. Yung mga ganun siya. Or kaya yung performance review, nilalagay mo in the first quarter of every year. So, sayang naman yung increase ko, alis ako. Eh, review na ng first quarter of the year eh, di ba? Oh, tapos meron pang bonus kapag okay yung ano ko, yung job ko. So, okay naman ng December, may 13th month pay bonus na diyan eh, 'di ba? May 13th month pay. Huwag mo ibigay lahat. Gawin mo siyang strategic para mabura sa mindset na new me. Wala na kasi sa akin dito eh. Ayun ang nasa isip ko ha. Wala na kasi akong hinihintay dito eh. I've got everything. I was able to cash out what I needed. So what I needed to do here is for me to forget yung ano, yung let's say forget my future here in this company. And then I will just jump there wherein there's new. New is always better eh, di ba? But somehow, no, you always think new year is better. Why? So yun. Not new me, but new year is always better for everyone.
So, eto ma'am, yung next question ko, natap na natin to kanina. When it comes to social media. Kasi 'di ba, predominantly companies are making use of social media. Be it Facebook, Instagram, yun, TikTok, 'di ba? To promote their services, 'di ba? Or their products. Pero ngayon, companies are taking advantage of those platforms to promote yung culture within the company. Kasi nandiyan na yung nare-recognize yung mga employees, pinopost yung mga CSR activities ni companies, 'di ba? So,
Mm-mm-mm.
as an HR, ano yung role ni HR when it comes to the to the post siguro ni company in yung nagiging available na information in social media for the company. Kasi 'di ba you mentioned kanina parang ano
Oo,
na
hindi
siya,
dapat lahat bigay na bigay ka
oo,
kasi
'di ba?
malalaman ng kalaban mo yun eh.
Oo.
Eh yun nga yung ano mo eh, yung EVP mo eh, yung value mo as being an employer eh. Hindi mo syempre i-advertise lahat. Okay.
Mhm.
Sa akin kasi ang social media ko, like kong ina-advertise kasi ang target audience ko is more of the millennials and the Gen Y. Eh, being in an IT company, I'm always after doon sa mga let's say employees na meron ng basic knowledge on it. And as well as, yun ang tina-target ng lahat ng policies ko. So that's why I always, let's say, project sa, let's say, in that platform ng social media is yung mga engagement programs ko and nothing more.
Um Eto ma'am, you can answer this kahit based on your previous experience na lang din. So, how is your company adapting to the global war for talents? Kasi 'di ba
Mhm.
hindi na lang local
Yeah.
companies yung nagko-compete sa Filipino talents eh, 'di ba? Hindi
Mm-mm.
everyone or any companies in the world nagiging ano na siya, nagiging
Yun nga, sabi ko
competitor
eh.
na, 'di ba? So
Lalo
how
na ngayon kasi nga, ano nga, remote work na ang uso.
mhm. So, how
Actually, yun ang problema ko rin ngayon eh. Paano nga ba? Kasi dati ang kalaban ko lang yung mga malalaking company rito eh. Kahit na mga multinational company sila, locally based pa din, di ba? Parang,
mhm.
sige, kaya pa rin. Pero ngayon kasi, yung, alimbawa, yung software developer ko, yung mga software developers ko, meron silang mga employer na taga Cyprus, taga New York, alam mo yung piece rate, oh, ito yung gagawin ko sa'yo, di-deliver ko sa'yo. May ganun kasi sila mga kontrata ngayon eh. Hindi
Mhm.
talaga siya employer, pero kumakain ng oras nila. So, kinakain, let's say, they deliver it. Um, let's say, per transaction or per task. Ganun ang ano nila. So, yun yung nagiging issue ko. Nawawala ng focus minsan yung employee. So, how can we combat that? Hindi ka makakakompete sa dollars. Hindi ka rin makakakompete sa pounds. Pero ito na lang yung attack ko pag napapansin ko or nare-report na may ganyan na
Mhm.
halimbawa nag-moonlight,
Mhm.
let's say with the employers. Okay. Sinasabi ko pag ikaw, tinakbuhan niyang employer mong yan, hindi mo yan mahahanap kasi wala siya rito. 'Di ba? Okay. Iba pa rin ang legitimate company wherein you can claim your benefits and your employee rights. Kasi
Mhm.
yan ang problema sa international setting. Let's say, yun nga, kalaban mo buong mundo, di ba? It's good until shit hits the fan. Yun lang sinasabi ko sa kanila. It's good until, do not quit your day job. Yun lagi ko sinasabi, do not quit your day job. Be smart. Okay? You always protect what is legitimate. And then, I'm not saying that you quit, but you need to find the balance. Kasi, do not sacrifice the job that gives you the stability that you need. And so, let's say, itong mundo natin ngayon, puro unstable. Okay? Kaya nga yung employer mo, rather, they opted to hire piece rate, or let's say, yung mga task rate lang.
Mhm.
Precisely because they cannot pay a full-time employee. Diba, dapat clue na sa'yo yun, sabi ko. Ibig
Mhm.
sabihin, gusto lang nila, tas ayaw nilang alagaan ka. Why would you settle or let's say sacrifice your employment for a company that will only see you as someone who delivers and that's it? Nobody cares about you. Nobody sees you as a human being. If
Mhm.
you're a full-time employee in a company, they don't just see you as a worker. They see you as a human being with needs. And yun yung missing factor. So don't quit your day job. Be smart about it. Okay? I'm not saying you quit or let's say let go of those contracts because it's your prerogative, it's your personal time, right? I
Mhm.
have no right to dictate to you of what you will do on your personal time, but make sure that you will not quit your stable job just because of a piece rate task that you will never know will be there tomorrow or in the following month.
Mhm. Agree, agree. Curious lang, Miss Claudine, is moonlighting allowed at Cape Technologies?
Hindi siya allowed, but I know. I know
Mhm.
kasi work from home yan eh. Ano naman puntahan ko pa sila isa-isa sa bahay nila, di ba? Paano mo malalaman? So you need to open up your mind about it that it
Yeah.
happens. Okay? And siguro nalalaman ko lang yan sa ibang mga friends ko na they also do that. Even HR. Nakita ko rin sila na full-time HR sila and then they're getting jobs recruiting for this firm. 'Di
Hmm.
ba? Nagre-recruit sila kasi work from home sila. They have a lot of time in their hands. And instead of investing on traveling, kasi nga naman ang traffic 2 to 3 hours in a day, 'di ba?
Mm.
So, yung 2 to 3 hours ginagawa nilang ano 'yon, lucrative by getting, let's say I will recruit you or throw you 5 candidates. O kikita siya doon. Kaya nga nanganganib yung mga recruitment firms ngayon eh. Kasi ang daming mga HR na
Parang freelance,
nagiging
'di ba?
ganon. Freelance.
Oo.
Nagte-train. Yun, isa pa yun. O, pwede kitang i-train. Bayaran mo lang akong ganito, kahit online lang yan. O, bibigay niya, di ba?
Mhm.
Ang daming open opportunities and you really have to understand the difference between yung pansamantala sa pansamantagal, di ba? Yan yung
Mhm.
sinasabi ko. Ang salary kasi, salary lang yan, daling i-burn nun. But it's the benefits that will, what? You will harvest yun ang pang long term eh. Yun yung i-harvest mo once you get old.
Mhm.
Yung salary, magkasakit ka lang, maubos na yan eh. Yung ipon mo, akala mo, dadaling ka niyan, tatawid ka niyan hanggang sa kinabukasan. Kahit million-million pa yan, isang kainan lang ng emergency room at therapy yan, ubus yan. Diba? Yun
Oo.
yun. Walang magagawa. Mangungutang pa pamilya mo para kung bawa nagka-cancer ka, ikikimotherapy ka, mangungutang pa pamilya mo niyan. Diba?
Mm.
Eh, ganyan kasi yun. So, combination lagi, be smart. Yun yung mga bagay na siguro sa it takes time, HR should take time to focus on that. Na
Mm.
meron din akong ganyan mga pahaging gagawin ko. Meron kaming free, hindi naman podcast, yung mga online, workshop. Nag-award
Ah.
kasi ako ng points after sila dyan. Wala siya, bata gamified. O pag
Mm.
uma-attend ka ng mga programs, you're earning points. Yung points na yun, pwede mong i-convert into a prize. O ikaw ang mamili do sa catalog. Ay,
Mm.
gustong-gusto nila yun kasi nga, ilan pong PPP yan. Yan.
Oo.
10, okay, tama. Meron na akong PlayStation 5. Alam mo, nagko-compute na. Makukuha ko tong PS5. A-attend lang ako ng lahat ng pa-webinar ni Miss Claude at saka lahat ng events. By the end of next year, meron na akong PS5.
Oo,
Diba,
naka-accumulate
ganun.
na ako ng enough points, 'di ba?
Oo, makakuha na
Ang
akong enough points.
galing-galing.
Pino-points ko para umattend. O,
Oh.
a-attend, yung doon ko papahaging yung mga ganyan. Ihagingan mo kasi yung mga ganyan. Do not quit
Mm.
your day job. Be smart. Ganyan.
Ay, ang galing ng strategy gamified. I think it
Mm-mm.
really works sa generation ngayon. Okay, sige ma'am.
Mm-mm.
Speaking of benefits, so what do you think yung ideal and timely benefit na pwedeng i-roll out ng mga companies that will somehow help them address yung mga challenges when it comes to engagement and attrition?
Okay, so how to address engagement and attrition?
Oo.
Sa akin kasi data yan Data yan. Yung mga employee surveys in combination with the benchmark reports.
Mm.
Kasi yun yung parang isa-sum up mo yan with the culture and retention, with the remuneration package. So, kailangan mo magkaroon ng very good para maging, so that you will remain relevant in the eyes or let's say competitive in the market. So, you really need those, let's say, those reports, analytics, kung saan papunta not only your workers but the generation of workers so that you will be able to acquire and retain the talent that you needed that will deliver the business goals of the organization within that certain time frame. Hindi
Mm.
pang matagalan lagi kasi yan Ako kasi as HR, I always look at the business wheel. Ano ba yung projection for the next 2 to 3, 5 years, whatever it is that you have planned, 5-year plan, road plan. And then your HR, you needed to come up with a business plan that would somehow complement that. Sinusupport mo lahat ng key goals yung mga KPIs na yun. So, isa doon yung mga, let's say, which contract to acquire, which talent or what level of talent that you needed, which talent that you needed to retain, which talent that you need to let go. Yun yung mga bagay na makikita mo when you have those data with you.
What are the top 3 skills do you think that an HR practitioner should have in order to not just survive but also thrive in the HR space?
Skill. And what do you
Mm.
mean by
Top
skill?
3.
Skills,
Kasi 'di
top three
ba
skills. Okay.
kasi parang given na
Okay.
yung as an HR person, 'di ba? Given na yung pagiging empath, 'di ba?
Ah.
Pagiging people friendly or 'di ba?
Mm.
So aside from that, yung top 3 skills that you think will help HR practitioners, especially those starting ones, to really succeed and to thrive dito sa human resources.
Ako siguro personally in my 2 decades na practice you will thrive as an HR if you are agile or that flexible.
Agile. Mm.
Yung natutunan mo ngayon, bukas wala na yan. Hindi mo na kailangan yan. Hindi mo kailangan ipaglaban yan, mandirigma ka para ipaglaban yung natutunan mo. What I have learned 5 years ago is not even relevant now. Sa totoo lang. Ah,
Mhm.
I think you needed to be that flexible, agile na accepting ka na nag-iiba ang landscape. So you have to be flexible about it. Next to that is grit. Okay, yung grit mo. Okay, hindi ko alam kung skill ba yun or what, but I think it's really the grit.
Mhm.
It's not only becoming an HR hub. If you are a person and you wanted to be successful in any field that you want, it's really the grit. Okay, yung grit mo to, yung passion kasi yan. Yun kasi yung nagsasabi, your passion to be better. Your passion to help. your passion to learn about the job itself. It's the continuous. It's all about the grit. So, first, it's yun nga yung agility. Second is the grit. Three, I think patience. Kasi pag
Patience.
lalo na ang HR tumatanda, nauubos na yan eh.
Umiikli yung PC ba sa
Umiisip yan,
pasensya?
lalo na hindi naman kasalanan ng empleyadong nasa harap mo. No? Medyo parang kapag medyo umiidad ka na, gusto mo nang kainin yung tao sa harap mo.
Mm,
So I think patience, not only about being patient to, let's say, to different people senior. It's more about you being an HR, lalo na kapag bago ka. Be patient to learn new things. To learn the, let's say, to learn, do not shortcut. Let's say, do not shortcut the processes. Success takes time. Hindi yun yung parang kaya mo. Everyone knows na kaya mo.
mm,
But you have the heart to do it. Emotionally, mentally speaking, psychologically, physically, are you ready for it? Kasi yung mga tanong na yun, hindi yun nakukuha ng isang upuan. Nasasagot siya ng sitwasyon. And yung sitwasyon, hindi mo pwedeng pilitin, di ba?
mm,
Maniwala tayo kay Bea Alonso na time is the ultimate truth teller. Kasi time talaga yon. So you have to be really patient. Na
mm,
hindi lahat ng bagay natutunan in one sitting. Okay? Knowledge, even knowledge, it took you years to learn what you know right now, right?
mm,
So it's just the same goes with you, let's say, as a person, preparing you to be a mature person. Maturity isn't learned or, uh, let's say, learn in one sitting or in one day. It takes
mm,
series of situation scenarios that would teach you how to have all those things that you needed to be better in life, to be successful. Yun yung sinasabi ko. You need to be patient.
mm. Agree, agree. Ang ganda. So agile, flexible, being flexible, grit and patience.
Mm,
Galing, galing.
yes.
Actually, that's yung last question ko ma'am, actually parang ito na rin yun. But if you could give
Parang
more
Miss Universe naman to. I believe.
so for people or one of our of to our listeners who are planning or eager to pursue a career in HR and all its glory. So what will be your best advice for them?
Well, HR job is not for money. Okay? If you are after money, no, it's not. Okay? It's not even a position of power. Ikaw nga yung yaya ng lahat sa organization. No? So
Hmm.
if you are after being someone like being popular based on money, based on fame, based on service, it's not the job for you. Kasi sabi ko nga, serbisyong totoo siya eh. You are the most taken for granted person in the organization. Everyone expects that you will be delivering. Everyone expects that you will be helping them. And sometimes it's not even part of your job description anymore, but you're doing it. So if you're not into a total service, you're not an empath, and you're so focused on yourself, this is not the right job for you. Yun lang. So if you are after, let's say, para kang DSWD rito, pero on a private sector. Kasi yung PSWD, pang-public sector yan eh, di ba?
Uh-huh.
So, tsaka kalamidad or whatever yung mga, ganun din naman to kasi you're focused on the organization. You address gaps, you address problems, you address issues. So, if you don't have that kind of heart and a sound mind to deal with it, then it's not the job for you. Iiyak ka lang. Kasi dito ka makakaramdam na ginawa mo na ang lahat pero kulang. Tapos, ginawa mo ang lahat pero hindi nila na-recognize. Di ba?
Mm,
So, yung love language mo, dapat number one dun ay service para na ibibigay mo kung ano yung gusto mo sa tingin mong kinakailangan ng iba. And then second, yung kapag ang love language mo affirmation, ay wag yun. Kasi hindi ka makakatanggap ng recognition. Kailangan mo siyang hagugutin doon sa satisfaction mo na pagde-deliver ng sarili mo na, uy, naibigay ko to, nagawa ko to. You don't need affirmation, confirmation with other people that you're doing the right, you're doing your job right. Ganun lang siya. Kaya mahirap maging HR.
mm,
Kasi the most taken for granted job in the organization.
Thank you. Very well said, Miss Claudine. I
Thank
give
you.
I give salute to HR kasi before talagang very conventional lang yung tingin ko sa HR. Like what we've discussed kanina, the being transactional. And then when I joined Tendope and I started talking to HR people, then I really realized na talagang hindi ganun kadali maging HR. It's a thank, 'di ba? Sabi nga nila, it's a thankless job. Kasi everybody,
Thankless job,
'di
yeah.
ba? It's everybody is expecting you to do that kasi HR ka eh, 'di ba?
Yes,
Pero without them knowing kung gaano ba kahirap maging HR, 'di ba? You're wearing
mm-hmm.
different hats, you're doing different roles, and
Exactly.
sometimes it gets unnoticed and unrecognized and unthanked,
Mm-hmm.
'di ba?
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
yun talaga, that's why I give mad respect to you guys. So, thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Okay, so before
Hindi
I
naman
let
kami mga hero, minsan impacta rin ng mga HR. Actually, ang HR sa organization nakakalaman ng lahat ng chismis.
okay, sige, before I let you go, Miss Claudine, familiar ka ba sa Fast Talk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Siyempre, boyabunda level to eh.
Sige, sige. So wholesome naman tong ano ko eh. Wholesome
Oh,
naman tong
sure.
ating Fast Talk. So,
Wala rin naman akong
HR
may
na.
ipapart sa'yo kung hindi wholesome.
Okay, so set of questions, so two choices. Just give me
Aha.
your choice, no explanation needed, no right or wrong.
Alright.
Okay. So, uniform or dress down?
Dress down.
Presenter or part of the audience?
Audience.
Mhm. Recruitment or training?
Recruitment. Training.
Talaga. Work from home or on-site?
On-site.
Company outing or Christmas party?
Outing.
Talaga. Windows
Oo.
or Mac?
Windows. Generation
Ah,
ko yan.
yeah, it's Windows. Pareho tayo, ma'am. Empathy or competency?
Empathy.
Sa pantry, microwave or ref?
Ay, ref.
Calendar or LinkedIn? Ay,
Calendar.
okay. Sorry. Calendar or email pala, sorry.
Calendar or email?
Oo.
Email.
Okay. And then Facebook or LinkedIn?
Facebook.
Okay. So yun lang. Again, thank you so much, Miss Claudine,
Thank
for
you so
for
much, Homer.
for taking part of this podcast. So if anyone who wants to get in touch or to network with you, what's the best way?
As an HR, I'm always available at LinkedIn. That's where I am most active at,
Mm-hmm.
besides, let's say, the social platform that the company has. But as an HR individual, you can see me at, let's say, at LinkedIn. You can message me, just like what you did, Homer. So I'm always in touch with there. Actually, most of the invitations I've got, let's say, company talks, organizational talks, trainings, webinars, I'm getting all those invitations via LinkedIn.
So will it be okay kung display ko ma'am yung profile mo somewhere here in the screen?
Sure, no problem with that. Okay.
Okay. Sige.
It's a public profile.
Okay. So this has been your HR Champions podcast. See you on our next episode.
Bye, thanks.